Ready.
Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. Today I am going to teach you lesson number 1 from our English textbook. Exploring symbols. Explore means to learn about or to travel around a place. Will you please tell me what is the symbol? Yes, symbol means a sign, an object which represents something like logo. I would like to give you one example. The cross is the symbol of Christianity. Dear students, will you please tell me any symbol of our country? Yes, there are many symbols. That is national flower, lotus. National emblem, 4 lions standing back to back. National song, Vande Mataram. National flag, tricolored. National game, hockey. National bird, peacock. National anthem, Jana Gana Mana. National currency, rupee. Now dear students, I would like to teach you activity number 2, where the mind is without fear. This poem is written by Rabindranath Tagore. Before explaining poem, I would like to give short introduction of Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore, a great Bengali poet, he was born in Calcutta in 1861. He is the poet who wrote India's national anthem, and he won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913. Tagore started to write poetry when he was only 8 years old, and he published his first poem when he was only 16 years old. For this, Tagore did not use his real name. He used a pen name, Bhanu Sinha, meant sun lion. Gitanjali is the collection of poems. There are many famous and notable works of Rabindranath Tagore, that is Gitanjali, Gora, Jana Gana Mana, Amar Sonar Bangla and Kabuliwala. Where the mind is without fear, written by Rabindranath Tagore, and it's published 1910 and English version published in 1912 after 2 years. Dear students, it's a really very famous poem. When Barack Obama came in India in 2010, that time he also quoted some lines from this poem. As I said, this poem was published in 1910. That time, our country ruled by Britishers. We were servants of Britishers. Where the Mind is Without Fear is a poem written by Nobel literature Rabindranath Tagore during the period when India was struggling for freedom from the British rule. It is a part of Gitanjali, a compilation of all his poems. The poem is in a form of a prayer to the God, the Almighty, for a true freedom for India. Being a visionary, Tagore aimed at making Mother India free, united, rational and strong. It is a sweet dream of great national who writes wholeheartedly to shape cultural and intellectual identity of India. Now I would like to explain poem. The poem begins with the beautiful lines, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. The poet prays to the Almighty that his countrymen should be free from any kind of fear of oppression or forced compulsion. He wishes that everyone in his country has his head high in dignity. According to him, in a truly free country, every person should be fearless and should have sense of self-dignity. He must live his life by way of self-respect. Where knowledge is free, the poet dreams of a nation where knowledge is free and not restricted to some portion of the society based on class, caste, gender, and other barriers. Rabindranath Tagore wishes his countrymen to awaken and broaden their minds by enlightening it with the power of knowledge. Rabindranath Tagore said that we have to enlarge our thoughts. Let come new thoughts in your mind and don't create any type of partition between caste and religions and between the man. Where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Rabindranath Tagore wishes for a world which is not fragmented by prejudices based on caste, creed, religion, or other baseless superstitions. The poet described the domestic wall as narrow. These walls are broken, broken into fragments, which indicates very small groups in a country, separated from each other by caste, creed, prejudices, and religions. The walls break the world into fragments and are at the root of the narrowness. The poet wishes the prejudices and superstitions should not divide the people in groups and break their unity. We have to make unity between among ourselves. We have to live our life with our respect, with our self-respect, where words come out from the depth of the truth. Tagore wants a nation where people are truthful. They should not be superficial, and words should come out from the depth of their hearts. Whatever words they are speaking, whatever talk they are doing with other person, that only truthfulness, not lie. They cannot speak lie, or they cannot make any rubbish things. Tagore believed that only honest and truthful people can lead the nation towards prosperity, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. This is an example of fine personification in the poem. Personification refers to attribution of human qualities to inanimate ideas. Here, tireless striving has been personifying like a human being stretching his arms to reach his goal to perfection. Rabindranath Tagore talks about his desire for a country where people would strive without getting tired to reach perfection, living behind prejudices and old traditions. We have to leave everything behind, whatever bad things, and we have to go forward, go ahead with good things, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Tagore has used a metaphor and compared reason to a clear stream that flows smoothly, just as a flowing river loses its way in a sandy desert. Dead customs also harm all the good intellectual qualities of man. Have you seen streams? It's going, it's flowing. That time in the sandy desert or in the rocky ways, it can just loses its path, its way. So little bit going here and there. Reason is an intellectual power in man that helps him to move forward and get at perfection. Reason is not literally a clear stream, but the metaphor lets us stream, but the metaphor lets us visualize what it is like to think clearly. Similarly, habits is not a desert, a dreary desert is an image of monotony and barrenness that are just unthinking habits that is nowhere and yield no harvest. Tagore wants the power of reason to dominate the minds of his countrymen. He doesn't want the stream of reason to be lost amongst outdated customs and traditions, and only that can direct the mind towards selfless thoughts and everlasting action, where the mind is led forward by the into ever widening thought and action. Tagore wishes his countrymen to be open minded and progressive. True freedom lies in the mind, which is always led forward by the universal mind of the Father into ever widening thought and action. Into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. Through this line, Tagore expresses his vision Tagore expresses his vision of India as a heaven where there is freedom of thought, spirit, faith, speech, which will lead to the inner perfection of the self. These things, faith, spirit, speech, which will lead to the inner perfection by ourselves. It is to be note of the heaven of freedom, for which the poet prays is not the heaven of political and economic freedom, but spiritual freedom from fear, narrow-mindedness, and evil desires. We have to think in a broad way, not in a narrow-minded. Okay, we have to think. Let the new thoughts come in our mind. Let the new ideas come in our mind for everyone. Don't think in a narrow mind. Thus, Tagore wants spiritual, intellectual, and political freedom for his country. Intellectual freedom is enabled to countrymen to think freely and enter into new world of thought. Spiritual freedom will make them fearless, truthful, and free from all narrow prejudices. He thought society ought to strive for perfection, harmony, and beauty. According to him, self respect and self esteem are psychological foundation for the development of individuality. The free flow of knowledge is the basis for a free and prosperous society. I hope you will understand this poem. Part 2 I will teach you next day. Thank you and have a happy day.